Help support our coverage with a free account on Privacy, the service that keeps you protected when shopping online. Get $5 to try it now by using promo code QZZ2J.
Our first guest, if we have them up and ready to go, is Mighty Health, Mr. James Lee. How are you doing today?
Hey, how's it going, Chris? Thanks for having me on.
Fantastic. I'm ready to kill this digital CES. I think it's really interesting, this all digital format. There are a lot of things that really kind of lend themselves to it, and I think it is a fantastic kind of forced branch off for CES. Totally. Something where, like they were saying earlier, a lot more people can kind of attend because there isn't necessarily the booth set up, all that kind of stuff. So it's interesting.
Exactly. And the good news is I don't have to run all the way across the Sands Convention Center to make it to my next meeting. I can just call you like this.
Exactly. Well, let's go ahead and get into Mighty Health, what it is you guys are all about, and what led to your founding.
Sure. Well, a few years ago, my dad actually had to get rushed to the hospital in Southern California for an open heart surgery. It was actually our family's first real big health scare. And even though the surgery itself went pretty well, the cardiologist basically was like, Mr. Lee, you've either got to change your lifestyle habits, the way you eat, the way you exercise, or else you're going to be back here in 3 to 6 months. So taking that wake-up call, we went out and looked at lots of different fitness apps, nutrition apps, and things like that. And we noticed that even though there are a lot of amazing fitness apps these days, many of which I love using myself, Nike Training Club, Peloton, etc., there's actually not a lot of great options out there for older adults. I would say folks over 50. And one of the things that we need to keep in mind is that the needs are different, right? So, for example, for workouts, we're not going to be doing burpees, jumping up and down, and putting a lot of pressure on our joints. We want things that are going to be joint friendly and easy to do at home. The nutrition, for example, isn't just going to be about losing weight. Losing weight is important, but also your heart health and your diabetes health is also really important as well. So that's what Mighty Health is. We are the first wellness app that is specifically designed for adults over 50.
Wow. And that's really incredible that you guys are focusing in, like you said, on that target market, because it really is the point of once you hit a certain age, there are things that are just not for you anymore. Maybe if you have a YMCA near you, you can go out and take some water aerobics, something along those lines. But yeah, you can't go out and maybe run 5Ks the way that you used to. You might not be able to go out and hit the weights hard the way that you could all of a couple of years ago.
And Chris, not just that, but COVID has completely changed our relationship with gyms, right? So, for a lot of us who haven't been in a gym for a long time, you can imagine for a higher risk population, they're not going to be going back to the gyms for a really long time. So unless you have the resources to hire a personal trainer to come in or just do a lot of virtual training, we wanted to create something, like you said, like almost like a virtual YMCA where folks can get their workout in, they can get their nutrition classes, and they can also find a community of other folks who are on this health journey with them.
Now, I think the community part is really interesting in that. Let's get into that a little bit. What was it that kind of brought you to that aha moment of including the community? Because, of course, you could have, like you said, 101 different training apps, but having something like the community involved, I think, is really important for personal accountability, things like that. What was it that sent you down that journey?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, as you and I both know, in 2020 and now in 2021, isolation and loneliness is one of the biggest issues. And one of the things that's not talked about a lot is the impact that being lonely can have on your health, right? And having the ripple effects across your entire life as well. So we just noticed that most of the fitness meditation apps out there are, to be honest, single player experiences. Obviously, there are some that are, a more of a group experience like Peloton, but most of them are, you do it on your own time, on your own TV, in your own living room. And we just noticed that, the peer accountability and the peer support is so powerful in helping people stick to a routine. Everyone talks about, January, New Year, got New Year's resolutions, and then people fall off the wagon before the month is over. Peer accountability and social community is a big part of changing that.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. Not only that, but in health in general, if you're going it alone, it can be a long, hard, lonely road. Whether it's heart health, gut health, doesn't matter. Whenever you're trying to change that lifestyle cycle,
Totally.
it really does help. Like I said a while ago, to help somebody, to have somebody who's on that same journey to keep you accountable. That kind of stuff.
Exactly. And one of the unique features, just real quick, is we actually can send alerts to your family members. So say if you don't have any friends in the app that you want, you may have adult, kids that are elsewhere in America or around the world who are worried about your health. And so we'll actually send them text message updates to cheer you on, throughout your health journey. So just that 360 support from everyone in your life is really key.
That is really fantastic. Now, in the last couple of minutes, let's one of the things that we always like to kind of talk about is price point and availability. Of course, there are a lot of things that are in one app market, not in another. Maybe if you have a Windows phone, you can't use it. Where can people get your app? What is the availability? What is the ease of use for this? And what is the price point?
That's something we focused on from day one. We wanted to make it as accessible as possible. So you can find Mighty Health on both the iOS and the Android App Store. It works on phones and tablets, and you can cast your workout onto your phone. If you happen to have a Fitbit or an Apple Watch, we'll count that as well as part of your exercise journey. So we wanted to make it as accessible as possible. And the setup process is extremely easy. So you can just download the app yourself. You go through a series of onboarding questions at the beginning. It asks you what kinds of foods you like to eat, what kinds of joint pain you might have, and then we create a customized plan just around that. So we tried to make it as easy as possible.
Wow, that is fantastic, because it really is hard, like you were saying, to onboard into that world. That it's hard enough to say maybe you need a little bit of help, much less for there to be a barrier of entry to that help other than, hey, I need some help, So the fact that y'all have made it easily accessible, easy to use, especially for people in the 50 and up crowd, I myself am 45, and there are some things, man, like I don't know what to do with TikTok. Like, I don't know what to do with that. I know people older than me with TikTok.
I don't either. Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing with TikTok? Because I don't know what to do with it. Am I just unhip? So the fact that you've made it easy for somebody of that generation and plus to be able to put it onto their phone, access it, use it, and get into the system is really fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time today to come on and share the journey of Mighty Health with us. Everybody, one more time, James, tell them where they can go to get Mighty Health, where they can go to find out more about it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me on. And if you want to find out more about Mighty Health, just visit our website. It's mightyhealth.com. Super simple. You can go to the App Store and just search Mighty Health and find the orange app there and download it and try it for yourself.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate your time with us today. Have a great rest of Digital CES 2021.
You too, Chris.
I hope you enjoyed that interview, and if you did, make sure you check out some of the more than 100 interviews we conducted during the virtual CES 2021 coverage. And of course, subscribe here on YouTube, hit the notification bell to learn when we post new content and when we go live.